Hello everyone, my name's Jake and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my October wrap-up. I ended up reading 12 things, 2 graphic novels and 10 books. 12 things is pretty good reading for a month. It's actually about what I usually do. But yeah, we're just going to be talking about how I felt about all these things. I'm going to do it in order of like rating. So if it's like 1 star, it's going to be the first things I talk about, leading up to my 5 stars. That's just how I like to do it. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm new to this. Leave me alone. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Other Stories by Washington Irving. I hated this. Like, I absolutely hated this. I don't even know how I ended up finishing the whole thing. Sleepy Hollow is the first story in this, and it was literally, like... I don't know. I literally can't even talk about it because I just hated it so much. Sleepy Hollow is my least favorite story in this whole collection. The only one that I did enjoy somewhat was Tom Walker and the Devil, which I gave 3 stars, and even then that was just like, okay. I ended up giving it 1.5 out of 5 stars. I never plan on reading anything by him again. On to the next one. The next book I'm going to be talking about is Scream Sight by Justina Ireland. I got an e-arc of this back like in May, maybe June. I never ended up reading the e-arc version of it because I just like stopped blogging and I forgot about it. Like, that's what happened. I forgot about it. So I ended up deciding to purchase a copy and pick it up so I can finally review it because I owe at least that much to it. And I also really didn't care for this. My biggest issue with it is, like, the story was ridiculous. Like, a lot of people say it was boring. I actually didn't find it boring. Like, I sped through it. I read it really fast. But the story was ridiculous, and the characters were all unlikable and stupid, and I do understand this is a middle grade, but even then, this felt like really juvenile. I don't know. The ending was the biggest cop-out I have ever read in the history of all of reading. Like, I've never been so pissed about the end of a book, but Scream Sight by Justina Ireland. I'll actually be unhauling that one, but that being said, I do want to give some of Justina Ireland's YA a chance, because there are some I really want to read, like Dread Nation, I believe, is by her. That's on my TBR. I don't own it, but I really wanted to get to that one. Next. I gave Scream Sight 2 out of 5 stars, by the way. The next thing I read was actually a throwback to my childhood. I decided to revisit one of my favorites, which was the Michigan Chiller series. So I read Mayhem on Mackinac Island by Jonathan Rand, and I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. This was one of my least favorites as a kid, and I ended up giving it 2.5 out of 5 stars today, which is pretty good, saying it was my least favorite as a kid. So if I was to read some of my favorites, what am I going to give that? The one thing I will say about this series is the writing is, like, kind of bad. Like, it's not great, but that's okay because the storyline was enjoyable enough that I just kind of went along with it. But yeah, Michigan Chillers, like, they're good. Great. Sorry if I seem so pissed during this video. I swear I'm not. I don't know why I'm coming off that way, but we'll talk about the next book now. So I also decided to continue reading Magical Girl Apocalypse this month. This is a manga series about magical girls and the apocalypse. I just realized I haven't been giving, like, synopsises about any of these books. I apologize. Those ones aren't important. I'll start doing that now. But this series is about an apocalypse that happens in which all these, like, doll-like girls start invading. They each have their own, like, power of killing people. It is the most gory thing I've ever read. It is probably my favorite manga series. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's okay once you get into it. So this one's the 8th volume in the series. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. The series has been lacking the last few volumes for me. This one's actually one of the better ones of the last, like, 3 because all of my questions were finally answered 8 volumes into the series. And this also was the end of Season 1, which I don't know what that means, but I'll definitely be continuing the series. I really like it. It's manga. It's great. Gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. So, this next book, I am still conflicted on. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like, I enjoyed it overall, but it's The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. So I read this because I really wanted to watch the Netflix adaptation, which I've heard is nothing like the book, but that's okay. I still haven't watched it, but I plan on it. So this is about a group of 4 people. I don't remember the guys' names, but there's a doctor that invites a few people to this mansion that is supposedly haunted, and he's just kind of trying to investigate and see what's going on about it. I really enjoyed the characters in this. Like, Eleanor and Theodora especially were very likable to me. Theo confused me a lot because she's really, like, she goes from being really sweet to Eleanor to being really bitchy. So I never really understood, like, if she truly liked Eleanor. But by the end of it, I still loved her. Like, I liked her. This book isn't scary. Like, it's pretty creepy. I'll say that. Like, there's creepy parts, but there's nothing scary about this book. The ending was the thing I really enjoyed because it was heartbreaking. Like, it was a really good ending. I felt it was right for this, but like, it just makes you think a lot. Like, what did this house really do to these people? And I'm really looking forward to watching the Netflix adaptation of it. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it, but there's a lot that could have been done better. But like, everyone else loves this book, so maybe I'm just wrong. Moving on. So the only audiobook I listened to this month was Yes Please by Amy Poehler, which I have on Audible. But I love Amy Poehler, so I knew I was going to really enjoy this going into it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I think I would have liked it more if I just listened to it all in a short period of time, but it took me a few months to finish it just because I was like not caring for audiobooks. But if you like Amy, you'll like this book. Like, there's not much to say. It's about her life and just like her coming into her career as a comedian. It's pretty inspirational, so if you like Amy, you'll like this. Just 4 out of 5 stars. Really liked it. Plan on buying it. I'll probably reread it later on. So this next book was actually a surprise to me this month. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did, but it is The Merciless by Danielle Vega. So this follows 3 girls. They're the popular girls in school. They're very religious. This is a pretty religious book. And this new girl comes to town. So she makes friends with these girls, and then she finds out that they want to perform an exorcism on one of their old best friends that they think is possessed. This is really gory. Like, this is one of the most gory young adult books I've ever read. It's like a 4-part series, which I believe each book can be read alone. I will be reading the rest of them just because I really enjoyed this one, though. But it was really good. Yeah, it was gory. It's not anything that's gonna, like, stick with you forever. It's just fun. It was really fun to read. I really didn't care for any of the characters. The only character I really liked was Grace. And the ending was something I didn't expect. So, it was good. I gave The Merciless 4 out of 5 stars, by the way. Well, the next book I'm going to be talking about, I actually finished on November 1st. It's a short story collection. It is Toil and Trouble, edited by Tess Sharp and Jessica Spotswood. I only read 2 stories out of the 15 on November 1st, so I'm just going to count it as an October read. I love this. Like, this is one of my favorite anthologies. 4 out of 5 stars is a really good rating for an anthology for me. Usually I give them 2 or 3 out of 5 stars. But this is just a bunch of witchy short stories. It's very diverse. There's a lot of POCs in here. There's a lot of LGBTQIA+ rep. I loved it. I actually have a full review of each of the stories on my Goodreads that I'll link below. So yeah, I mean, it was really enjoyable. I'm sorry that I sound so repetitive in this, but I like this. It was 4 out of 5 stars. So this next book was actually a buddy read with A2 Brody and Dej TBR Books on YouTube. I'll link them both below, and they're both great. Subscribe. So, it was Coraline by Neil Gaiman. This was my first Gaiman read. I really, like, I know I'm going to love Gaiman, so I was really excited going into this, and I did really enjoy this. It's very true to the movie. The only big difference is the boy in the movie, I forget his name, he's the one with the sewn mouth shut. He's not in this, which upset me a little bit because I really liked him. But yeah, this is really good. I enjoyed the movie more, actually. I just really like the style that went with it, but they go hand in hand. They're the same type of thing. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm really excited to read more Neil Gaiman in the future. I gave Coraline 4 out of 5 stars, by the way. This next book I'm not going to talk too much about, and I'll tell you why in a second, but it is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. I'm going to have a King series on my channel where I read all of Stephen King's works in publication order, and then I'm going to watch all their adaptations afterwards, and each story is going to get its own video in which I review all of it and compare them. It's going to be great. Anyways, this was my second one in the Stephen King little reading thing I'm doing. Carrie was the first, but I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I definitely enjoyed it more than Carrie. It's a vampire story. I really like vampires, but these aren't like the Twilight vampires. These are the scary vampires, aka the vampires that I enjoy. So it was really good. You'll be getting a full whatever review soon. So I live downstairs, and people keep fucking stampeding across the floor up there, so if you hear any bangs during this video, that's why. Here's your warning. So on to my 2 5-star reads. My first 5-star read was The Walking Dead, Volume 29 by Robert Kirkman and a lot of other people up there, but The Walking Dead is one of my favorite comic series. It used to be one of my favorite shows. I stopped watching back in like season 4 or 5, but this was 5 out of 5 stars. I've been like worried about the comics for the last like 3 volumes because they've been going downhill, but this brought that shit way back up. I loved it. It wasn't like the most action-packed volume ever. It introduced us to Princess, who is this queen right here. I love her. Mom. She's a new favorite. Anyways, it was really good. I can't really say much about it. Everyone knows what The Walking Dead is. It's a group of people trying to survive during the zombie apocalypse. Like I said, I really like horror. I like zombies. I like this series. And finally, I read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for like the 4th time. 5 out of 5 stars. Not going to get into what it's about. You all know. But I haven't read the whole Harry Potter series. I've read the first 2. I've read this one 4 times and Chamber of Secrets 3 times. I have this thing where I'll reread them and then I'll wait a year and then I'll be like, oh, guess I gotta reread them again so I can finish the series, but I never fucking do. So this is happening. Like, I am finishing the series. I'm gonna reread Chamber of Secrets in November, and then in December I'm gonna read The Prisoner of Azkaban. It's happening. I've also never seen the movies. I've been spoiled on a lot of the deaths, but like, whatever. I know I'll still love it. 5 out of 5 stars. These covers, the 20th anniversary editions, are like the best things that ever happened to me, and I need them all. I'm a Ravenclaw if you can't tell. Anyways, thank you for watching my video today. Again, I'm sorry if I seem so pissed off. I don't know why I came off that way. I am okay. I am in a little bit of a bad mood, but it's okay. Like, filming made me feel a little bit better. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, and please like the video. Comment down below. I love talking to you guys. Making new friends is the reason I made this channel. Like, I just wanted to meet new people with the same interests as me. So comment down below. I'll happily talk to you guys. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.